Hi YouTubers. It's quite late at night, so I cannot speak up loud. But I had to make this video. I haven't got a lot of time over the next few days, and it just has to be done. I regretted never making this video 2 years ago, and the chance has arisen once again. It's hard to believe that the Catholic Church could get any worse. It's hard to believe that more scandal could still come out. I have a feeling there is still plenty of scandal to come out, but unbelievably, here in Britain, Cardinal Keith O'Brien, the top man in the Church of Scotland, and probably the highest ranking Catholic in Britain, has come out as a homosexual. Yes, not just come out as a homosexual, but the gay rights group Stonewall last year called him Bigot of the Year. Bigot of the Year! Last year. Why would they call him Bigot of the Year? Well, because of his stance against homosexuals. You couldn't make it up. It's unbelievable. This man, a couple of years ago, when I was going to make that video, he spoke out against, I mean, it was Easter, just as it is now, nearly Easter. And what did he do? Well, he should have really been talking about how wonderful it is, the resurrection and all that sort of rubbish that you get at Easter. But no, he used Easter to have a go at me. Well, not just me. Okay, secularists. Secularists, but particularly atheists, because you don't actually, to be a secularist, you don't actually have to be an atheist. And quite obviously, he was having a go at atheists. Now, if we go back those couple of years, just for now, he said in his Easter address, he used it to attack aggressive secularism. He suggested there were those who would indeed try to destroy our Christian heritage and culture and take God from the public square. Yes, I think he's done a lot more destroying of the Christian heritage, which is fantastic from my point of view, but it also points out what an absolute fucking bastard this man is, and I make no apology for that. It turns out that he was going to go off and elect a new pope, but some of his juniors, and that's all the priests below him basically in Scotland, weren't too sure about this man going anywhere. Why not? Because in the past he had committed lewd acts against them. We don't know the details, obviously, because they've been kept secret. At first he denied them and said, oh, ridiculous, ridiculous. But when these facts were presented to him, he came out and said, yes, I basically have done things which belittle my faith, or something similar in those words. Now, interestingly, a couple of years ago, he, bear with me, I'll just find that bit. Yes, he said, Christians must be united in their common awareness of the enemies of Christian faith in our country, of the power that they are at present exerting, and the need for us to be aware that the right to equality for which so many others cry out for. He was basically asking for equality for Christians because he felt belittled by those people who were non-Christian and saying things. Yeah, now this is the best bit, bear with me. Yes, he included instances where Christians had fallen foul of equality legislation preventing discrimination against gay people. Now let me repeat that in case you didn't quite get it. He included instances where Christians had fallen foul of equality legislation, preventing discrimination against gay people, and he swiftly drew far from groups campaigning against religious privileges within public life. Yeah. he actually said that it was wrong for his discrimination against gay people to be prevented. Yeah. Well, you couldn't make the fucker up, could you? You just couldn't make it up. This guy is an absolute tosser. I mean, unbelievable. Not just that. Why did these people, these junior priests, why did they decide that he was so bad? Well, basically because if you need a position, if you want to go to a good diocese, if you want a nice place to go and live, then he's the man you have to get through. And if he's the man doing the cassock fiddling, the cassock lifting, then you're going to stand there and have your cassock lifted. Now, we can assume, and it's only an assumption, I wish to make that quite clear, that if you liked having your cassock lifted, then you were going to do better within the church than those that didn't, those that spoke out against it. And it seems these allegations go back 30 years. 30 years. And it was covered up as some sort of attack by liberals within the church and trying to mock the church. Well, he's now come out and admitted it. We have to assume that the Spanish Inquisition no longer exists. We don't think, and I don't think, that they tortured him on a rack and made him confess. I think this is a genuine confession. He is now going into retirement for the rest of his life. Well, he's quite old anyway. I don't suppose he gives a shit. But what a cunt. Let's be honest, let's say it. What a so-and-so. What a fucking bastard. Even if, like myself, you have a hate for the Catholic Church, for the ways that it put women into slavery, for the ways that, this is in 20th century, you know, put women in Ireland, the Magdalene laundries, where it would lock women in. If that wasn't bad enough, if that wasn't, not just that, but then we find paedophile priests and all the rest of it. And then this. Now, let's look a bit further into what this means, because you may not have thought about it. What it means is a lot of those other priests out there are, well, let's face it, we all know there were a lot of gay priests out there. It's half the reason you joined the priesthood. Perhaps they thought they could lock it away, but a lot of people join the priesthood because they're gay. But saying that, out there are all these priests that are going out saying how wrong it is, how against gay people they are, how same-sex marriage is an abomination in the Lord. They are saying these things, but it's quite obvious that there are so many of them are actually such hypocrites, appalling hypocrites. This hypocrisy it's unbelievable. So it makes us question anybody that's actually been given a decent position by Cardinal Keith O'Brien. It's going to bring them into question, isn't it? Hello, he's one of the Keith mob. He's a Keith, he is. In fact, being a Keith could be a new word for a Catholic. Is he a Keith or isn't he? You know? So it makes you think, doesn't it? As I say, it's another scandal, but this scandal is a lot bigger when you think into it. It's quite appalling. In this case, it's not paedophilia. It's purely gay priests. We all know, or at least most of my supporters, my people who listen to me, probably don't give a shit if you're not gay, then you don't give a shit about those that are, in the sense of their sexuality. And even if you do, you're going to let them get on with it anyway. But the hypocrisy of this church is just disgusting. You couldn't make this shit up, could you? You really couldn't. But while they keep doing it, why do we secularists need to come under attack? They're attacking themselves. All we do is point it out. But anyway, ask yourself, especially if you're in Scotland and it's a nice place, you know, is your local father, is he a Keith? Peace. Just one last thing, while I think of it. Why aren't these people frightened of hell? Why are they... Do they not know they're not going to go to heaven? Well, clearly, even the bloody cardinals don't really believe in what it says in the Bible. Quite clearly, they haven't done for a long time. And it makes you think, doesn't it? If they really believed it was hellfire for them, would you go and just do a bit of cassock fiddling? No, I wouldn't. Well, I don't. But anyway, peace again. I'm going to peace off. Yes, bye.